Now, we've all seen the clips. Dash cams have caught wild incidents all around the world, and they either help people get out of trouble or they dig themselves a bigger hole. And we've all seen the insurance scams of people just absolutely smashing into a car on purpose to try and get a claim, but if you have a dash cam, it saves you completely. And that is why in today's video, we're gonna be installing the Viofo A229 Plus dash cam. Now this is a 3-channel dash cam, so it gives me a camera pointing out the front, a camera on the interior facing the driver, and also a camera out the back window as well. Now Viofo have been really kind and sent this dash cam out to me for today's video. And if you guys like it, then all their links will be down in the description and go grab yourself one. Sometimes when driving, crazy stuff happens that you just don't catch on film. And the cool thing about the Viofo dash cam is that it comes with an app on your phone. So we're gonna be setting that up as well. So any recordings go straight to your phone and you can decide to download them, keep them. So without further ado, let's hop inside and let's get to installing it. Okay, I'm going to be moving the car in here to install the dash cam just because it's very windy outside and we're going to have to be in and out the car while installing this. So we're going to have to get this out. Under the lights with the doors closed, it looks so flipping good in here. But now it's in here, let's get to installing this dash cam once and for all. Okay, let's run you guys through everything that has come with the dash cam kit. Here's a little instruction if you were to use a power input straight to the cigarette lighter. Now today, we're gonna be hardwiring it with the hardwire kit, which means we get access to recording while parking and while the car's off. So if I park in a car park and there's any dings or anything, I can check back the footage and see exactly who did it. And here it is, the Viofo dash cam. Now this is the forward facing one, so you can see the camera there which tilts up and down, so depending on the rate of your windscreen, it sticks on the front with 3M tape, and yeah, you can go through all the settings and also connect it to your app on your phone, which makes it really, really easy to use. We've also got this on, which is the interior cam one, which again sticks on the windscreen. You can rotate it like so to get the perfect angle, and it has infrared as well. And finally, we have the rear camera, which sticks on the rear window. We've got some instructions, user manual, and all of the wires here which connect around the car, which we feed around in the headliner to keep it all cable tidy. You can get different size SD cards. I've got a 64GB one, but you don't have to worry about running out of storage because after it fills up the SD card, it deletes what's not needed. But if something happens, you can save it on your phone on the app before it gets deleted. So yeah, it just runs 24/7. Now, if you're going to install it through the hardwire kit instead of the cigarette lighter, then you need to buy 2 of these on the side, which are add a fuse accessories, which we'll get into later on. So yeah, that's everything that comes with the dash cam and everything we're going to be needing today to get this done. So without further ado, let's hop inside and let's start installing this. You don't have to worry about the battery running flat because there's a system built into it to stop the recording before the battery goes flat and the dash cam will just turn off. Okay, so once we've taken out the hardwire set of wires, you get the yellow wire and you take the end off, get the wires, and I just like to twist them. Now, you want to basically get the blue end and the yellow end and push the yellow into the blue and just clamp like that, the yellow end. Now, the yellow and red connected together. So we now have both the red and yellow all connected together. We now need to try and find the fuses to replace these with. All right, the fuse box. Now I've already tested with a fused amp test what ones have power when there's no ignition on and what ones do have power when ignition is on. Now this is very important because if you connect it to the wrong one, then it could drain your battery. Now what you want to do is connect the accessory one to the fuse, which has no power going to it when all the ignition's off. And then you want to put the red one, which is the battery one, onto the fuse, which even when there's no keys in the ignition like now, it still has power going to it. Okay, so the 2 fuses I'm choosing is this one at the bottom here, this little 5 one, and this 5 one right here. And if you look in the owner's manual, you can see this one here, the electric parking brake button number 5 is the one that stays on all the time. And the number 5, the seat ventilation on the right, is the one that only turns on when you turn the car off. So to get these out, this little tool here should be kept in the top of your fuse box. We want to pull out this one here, and we want to get our accessory cable here and plug it in. And this now goes back in where that 5-1 came out of. And pull this one out, plug this one into the battery one. And now we want to put this where we got it from. Now I've actually made a bit of a mistake. I should have pulled this bit of trim off first. I've also just pulled this side bit off. What we've got to do is find this bolt here or one of these bolts and just test it with the amp to make sure that power is going to it and that bolt goes straight to the body so it grounds, and loosen it just a little bit, just enough so we can slide that in behind. Okay, so the wire is all hooked up behind there, tightened up. and now I can put these ones back on the fuse box. Okay, now they're all in and connected. Theoretically, this, if we plug it in, should turn on the dash cam. Ignition, please turn on. Yes, power. We have a red light. We have a red light. We have a red light. Guys, I've done a thing. I've done a flipping thing. You have to set up parking mode. Okay, so now let's see if now when we turn it off, it stays on. No, it's turned off again. I found out the solution, and it was because I didn't have the SD card in it. So now if we turn this all off right here.
Parking recording started.
Parking recording started. Unreal. Okay, so this now works. It turns off when it should. All right, let's now hook all the wires up and connect to the other two cameras, and then we're ready to go for our first test run. Okay, now what we want to do is get this wire, which is the one that goes into the dash cam, and feed it all the way through the car. Just take off all of this seal. Oh, I've managed to tuck the wire up, and what I've done is this literally, again, this just pulled off, and then I've just managed to tuck it all in behind there, around there, and the wire's now ready, waiting for the dash cam to go up in there. So now I've just got to tuck all this down the A-pillar here, down there, tuck it all in, put all the trims back on, and then we're ready to do the other one. So we've got the interior cam to do next, which is literally just one that sits there, so that just plugs straight into there. And then we've got the rear camera, which we need to plug into the main bit there, which then feeds all the way around, all the way down there to the back window. We have all of the fuse box back together, and they now go back up here. We need to feed the wires now from the front and the back, all around here and up around here. Let's now begin on the other two cameras. Okay, so the cabling is being done for the front one. The front one was really easy. The cable was only short. Now, for the rear camera, I'm trying to decide where to put it. That's what I'm thinking. And then we'll have to run the wire. It will just hang down there, and then it will go into the roof line in there, down through the A-pillars. All right, I'm gonna stick this camera on first, I think. Around there. That's the first camera actually attached. I'm getting in the car, and it will run just down there and then in. There's so much wire, but it's obviously got to go a long way. Okay, this has been an absolute mission because the headline is now dropped down like this and it's not going back up. So I've got some double-sided tape to try and stick it back up. This is all the excess wire I don't need. I think for now, it is holding that sticky tape I've done. And once this goes up, it will cover that bit there that we can see. The car is finally back together. It took ages, but yeah, that's tucked in there nicely. That's the only camera we've actually stuck on so far. All of this is now back in. All of this down here is looking good. You never know we'd hardwired this all in. And if we come in here now, we can see we have the internal camera, the rear camera lead, the power cable that goes to the fuse box, and the interior camera lead. Let's stick the main one up, then we'll be able to connect them all to this. And now this one's ready to go up. All right, there's that in. That is now all connected. Everything, all that is ready for us to now get the keys and turn on the ignition. It's turning on. Oh, look at that. That purple, I can't see in person, but on the camera. Right, take a look at this. I've connected the app and it's so sick. So you can see all the previous videos and everything that you've got. You can see the quality of the 3 different cameras that are being used, and there they are. So you've got the front, rear and interior. If I press switch camera, you can get a better look. So that's just the front, that's the interior, and you got the rear as well. And you can go through all the settings and set everything up as well. So it just makes it easier to go through everything on this instead of doing it on the actual dash cam. Let's now go out for a drive, but just using the dash cams.